Welcome back to 5-Minute Knives, and this week on the channel we're going to take a look at what I think could be my ultimate survival field knife. But first, let's pay the bills. Okay, so this knife has been out for a little while, and you guys probably saw my review on the Tops Architect 6.5 that I had, and I did a versus battle with the SE6, and I think I went with the SE6 just barely over it. They both have lifetime warranties. They have a lot of similarities, but I went with the SE6. I forget why. I have to go back and watch it now. But the 6.5, for whatever reason, I don't know. I just gravitate more towards the SE6. Now this, the 5.5, wow. This is a horse of a different color. So, real quick, we're going to get into this knife. This is a this is manufactured by Tops, and this is designed by Dale, the owner of the Knife Connection, and he's somebody that we've done a lot of business with over the years. On the website, theknifeconnection.com, where you can actually customize and build these things. So we'll roll in some footage now of the custom knife builder. And you probably noticed that in your knife builder, you can get a sheath right from Dale. And Dale's sheaths are awesome. There's nothing wrong with them. But I got mine without because I had something a little special in mind for my sheath. And here's mine. It's got a combat loop on this new drop-down attachment we're offering. So this is a good segue for my company, Dragon Scale Concealment. See, check it out. Anodized washers on this one, yeah. And I got some fire cord on there here, and I just kind of tied a hank there. With my drop-down rigs, there's a little gap right there, so I recommend you lash something to the other side. It really does keep the spacing really nice on your leg. This drops it down, I'd say, about 4 inches. I'll get an exact measurement, but they should be available up on the website, well, by the time this video goes up. So if you're ordering a sheath from me and you want a drop-down attachment, that should be in the menus there. So, yeah, and it's normally 2 colors. This one is one I had laying around. I just slapped it on, but it would be your same color of your sheath. So I just had something particular in mind that I wanted, plus I like making my own sheaths. So that's my ultimate, like, camping knife. Camp knife. For me. Field knife. This thing rocks. So we got like a full, like, tall, flat grind here. I think it would be good for splitting. Let's talk about specs. According to the website, now I got this one in CPM 3V. Another reason I switched to the 5-inch was because the 6.5 is only offered in 1095. This 5.5 comes in both. So I got it in the CPM 3V, and I was curious about the 59 to 60 Rockwell. So it's a little harder steel. I live in Colorado. I don't do a ton of work with my field knives. They're kind of like a what-if thing. They generally just sit in my pack. Usually they're not even on my hip. Often I like to go scout carry, and that's why these combat loops are great. You just kind of take this off, take off the drop-down attachment here, and just plop this tech lock back on, or combat loop back on. Pretty much the same thing as a tech lock, actually. This just opens it a lot easier. So anyway, I would either wear this knife, scout carry in the front, or drop down up, strong side. Actually, or here, let me show you this. This is going to be a long video. Just heads up, guys. Boom. Hill People Gear chest kit. And you see I have the SE3 on there now. And I have these Molly clips that I attach it with. Full review coming on this thing. But I love this piece of gear so far. About this thick. I did make a little zipper pull. This is for the... well, we're not going to get into this, but this is the weapons compartment. I have an SE3 on there now. Now, if I was really going out there to rock and roll, I might just attach my 5.5 to the front of this bag. This goes across your chest instead of the SE3. But this is kind of like my hiking setup. I have this, and I have a backpack with a hydration bladder now, and I've been testing that out. So, spoiler alert, review coming soon on the Hill People Gear chest rig. You guys may want to look into it. hillpeoplegear.com. Very cool stuff. Spoiler on that. What else did I want to show you? I wanted to talk about the winner of the giveaway. Let's go here. Let's take a look at our channel here. So he's commented, he's accepted that he's won. But he hasn't shot me an email with his particulars, so I don't really have an address to send to him. But it's pretty funny. So the first guy that won, he won, and his comment said this. Okay, so we can't give it to him. He doesn't want it. He says, I'm not participating here. Who won it was SurferBomb65. And congratulations to SurferBomb65. The only thing is I said, hey, let me know if you see this comment. And he goes, yes, I see your comment. I'm like, great, then you won. Shoot me an email with your shipping info. I'll send you the knife and everything else. The throwing cards, the 2 knives and the throwing cards. And I'm going to send him 20% off coupon code for my website, dragonscaleconcealment.com, to get himself a sheath like this. You guys that participated, if you want, you can hit me up and I'll get you a 10% off. Just say you subscribe to the channel and I'll throw you 10%. So if you're looking to get a sheath made, I'm your guy. As far as the 5.5 with your, knife builder on the knifeconnection.com, those sheaths are fine too. I like those too. They're good sheaths. I just like my stuff. Okay? So yeah, if you want a sheath, let me know. But other than that, get him from Dale. He's a good guy. It's a great site. And the sheaths come out fine. They have like a rubber locking mechanism on one side. That's cool. I just go friction. It's just my jam. It's not going anywhere. So, no rattle. So, that's my jams. I like my shapes. And I like my colors. So that's me. As far as like the new attachments here's for customers. I'll show you guys a few that I've been making. Check this out. This is like this is for an SE4. This is like a leather look to it with like a foliage green back. Look at this. New designs. What else do I have? Oh yeah, SE3. Here's an SE3. This is going to turn into a sheath video. I don't care. And this is how they look with the drop-down rig. I can invert the colors for you too, so maybe I'll make that an option. Because these are inverted colors. So this is like a light tan, like a desert tan with like a blood red backing. And if we turn this over, it's inverted. And then I put black washers on this one too. So if you have the SE3, she goes in. That's it. Pretty sweet. What else do I have? This is all stuff I made yesterday. So this is yesterday's creations. Carbon fiber and orange washers. Boom. And then here's a shot of the drop-down attachment from the side. There's some variants because these are handmade. I pressed 2 pieces of Kydex together that are left over from your sheet. So I found a good use for them. It's actually very, very strong, very rigid. So this is fine, and your shirt can tuck right there. But this is a really cool sheath. Very cool. So that's like the new sheath lineup for my company. I don't think I'm going to sell the drop-down attachments separately, but just in case I do, they look something like this. You get something like this. You get a couple of rivets, and I've actually started drilling a 3rd hole here for a tough clip on the back. If you wanted to mount a tough clip and make it kind of more low profile. Also, you can mount a dangler attachment to this. So this puts it like pretty good reach. This drops it down about 4 inches, right? And it also makes a space. So there's a space from here to your leg, like here. So it's just kind of like free. So again, on mine, I put a little hanky there, and it's actually nice. But I think a nice survival tin or something on the other side would certainly be cool. I left spacing on the bottoms of these sheaths for the combat loops. So If you wanted to attach a tin to the bottom, it should be the correct spacing. So, enough about sheaths. Enough about Hill People Gear chest rig. That's coming up soon. I'm excited for that review. Let's talk about the 5.5. So, this is the Jamskis. Possibly my new king of outdoor times. I like the SE4, but it's just a little on the small side. This is a little on the tall side. And this is a chunker blade. It's a little taller in this dimension. So it's a wider blade with a pancake style sheath. It's a wider sheath. But the cutting edge is 5.375 inches. The weight is 6.8 ounces. 10.3 ounces with the handles. Okay, so it's 10.3 ounces with the handles. It's got some weight to it. Feels very solid in the hand. And as far as blade thickness, 0.156 inches. 3.96 millimeters. So I think that's all you need to know. It's a tumbled finish. This is a clear Cerakote, I believe. Looks really nice. Wears easily, but I like the look of it, when it wears. So here's the knife. Check it out. Okay, so we have some jimping on the top here. It's somewhat crowned. This is a soft spine. So for those of you that don't consider something a knife unless it's got a sharp spine for a ferro rod, I keep a ferro rod as a backup with its own striker. I don't know why you don't just keep a striker with it. And a Bic lighter for when I want to start an actual fire. So that's just me. But I don't care if a knife has a sharp spine. As a matter of fact, I think it would be annoying on some knives. This knife is just very nice the way it is. It's not a dull spine. You could sharpen it easily if you wanted to. The jimping can pinch a little bit. Could be a bit of a hot spot, that jimping right there. But I think this is designed with gloves, to be used with gloves. And I almost did this review wearing gloves. I probably should have. It would have made more sense. Got a little fire cord down here on the bottom. Here we have our pommel with like a jimped hammer. This would be great for tent stakes if you had to use it for that. They had to flex into that roll. And these are kind of rounded off and softened. And here's the handle scales from the Knife Connection. Beautiful. Same exact size as the SE6. So there's something about that on his website here. After contacting SE Knives, we based the perimeter profile handle of the SE5/6 series, providing for cross compatibility. So pretty cool. So you can switch them. And what I liked about this knife, the 5.5 versus the 6.5, was the balance. Once I realized it was the same handle, and these handles are chunky and a little heavy, I realized that the lack of a finger choil and the shorter blade plus the thinner stock, slightly thicker blade or thinner blade stock, would make for an actually very lively blade in hand. And it really does. I mean, you really feel, that this thing wants to move. It could pass through material. The fact that it's real tall would make it really nice to kind of turn while you were going through some material if you had to. I think this could be pressed into a skinning blade just fine. It's a little on the long side for that. But I think if you were, hard pressed, I think you could probably even choke up, maybe. Really good for bushcrafting. I haven't used it a ton for that. This has only been on a few outings so far, but I had the 6.5 for a while. And I put that one through its paces, and that was a beast. I mean, the 6.5 is an awesome knife. Don't get me wrong. It was just like, if you have an SE6, do you need the Architect 6.5? And we kind of figured out, no, there's enough overlap there where if you have one, you're pretty much covered. But if you're a knife freak, you should buy both, of course. I would say alternate them. If you have the SE6, I would pick up the Architect 5.5. This feels like a different animal. It's faster in hand. It's lighter. It's thinner stock. It's a little bit better for things like food prep even, I bet, just because of the smooth finish. I don't know. This is a cool knife. I like this a lot. This has become my, it rides in my bag. I haven't worn it on the hip hiking lately. I've kept it in the bag. But that's mainly because I have an SE3 on my chest. So that kind of handles a lot of what you're going to deal with, if you're you need a knife. So here's that. What else did I want to show you guys before we go? Wow, 15-minute video so far. But yeah, this is on my chest, so this on my hip alone, or as well, it seemed a little redundant to me, so I never bothered with it, you know. But I would certainly wear this. This is more for like camping, you know. For me, I would throw this on in the campsite and go about, you know, my tasks, whatever I needed to do. Guys, I'm not a big hatchet dude, and I know that's kind of blasphemy for a lot of you bushcrafter dudes. Hatchets for me have always like made me a little bit nervous. I've almost hurt myself multiple times. And you're generally crouched when you're using hatchets and stuff. For me, I like to pair like a Laplander folding saw with something like this and just do my little batoning there. Generally speaking, we're just camping for the night, you know, if we're out there. So we don't really even need, you know, to be doing any crazy heavy work. I don't need like an Essie Hunglas or anything like that. But this is a beaster knife, man. I would say if you had to pick one knife for all around, I see where Dale's coming from with this design, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? So yeah, oh, and it says CPM 3V, right? Right there. And then first run. So that's kind of cool. First run. So if you're a collector, that's kind of neat too. I mean, I'm going to beat this knife up over time, but I kind of want this knife I want it to last me a lifetime. I really do. I know that sounds weird. You know, for a guy like me that changes knives around a lot, I get a lot of knives in. People send me a lot of knives. I make sheaths for a lot of knives. I see a lot of knives. So for me to say that this is kind of like I wouldn't say it's like my favorite all around, but it's getting there. It's getting there. It's growing on me. I like the size of this knife a lot. It feels very soldierly. It feels very like, get it done. This is kind of no nonsense. It's not trying to look cool. It just is cool. You know what I mean? Especially with that blade shape. Also, function first. Look, the point of this blade, if you draw a line, will go right to the tip of this pommel here. So you got really nice balance because of that. And also for thrusting stuff, if you had to, you're kind of lined up. You don't really have to torque your wrist that much. Just a really nice knife. The fit and finish of these handle skills is amazing. It's always been good. I don't know if they've improved it, but, you know, granted, there's a little bit of, you know, not wiggle room in the user error when you're putting them on, but you do want to pay attention to what you're doing. I put them on Essies before where I've gotten this like a little proud and this, you know, a little screwed up. But this one went on completely flush. Totally flush. Trying to get the hang of this like focus. We're trying to up the quality of these videos, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. I mean, the last couple of videos, either the sound was off or the lighting's off or something, but we're busy people, and by the time we get around to editing, reviewing everything, sometimes it's a little late. And the last couple of weeks got away from us. We've been so busy. This week, however, I wanted to take the time and really show this 5.5. Give you some nice shots of this sucker. It's just a really, really nice knife. Let me get this out of here. Very happy with this thing. I haven't missed the 6.5 since I've gotten this one in hand. This just feels different. It just feels better. The 6.5 felt like, you know, like a small chopper. You know, like a chopper that might be even a little too small. Maybe if you're comparing it to like a BK9 or I don't know though. That's the 6.5. It's a beast. It's a weighty beast. It could probably hold its own. I bet you this little guy could hold its own too. It's not that little, but comparatively, I bet you this guy could hold its own too. I have a lanyard on it here for my shopping tasks, but I don't know. What do you guys think about this? I mean, tell me in the comments. I love it. I absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. And what a good ad for my company. Guys, you should get a sheath off me. I'm getting okay at it. You know? My little hanky there. And I actually use these quite a bit when I'm out. I generally wrap them around my neck when I get sweaty. and or my face. If it's smoky in Colorado, a lot of times we'll get like smoke from all sorts of fires. And it really does affect the air quality. So sometimes I just throw this on when I'm way out there. You know, if I'm hacking. I don't know. I'm just showing this now. So congratulations to Surfer Bum. Hope I got your name right there. Just send me an email. Your knives are waiting for you. As soon as you email me, I will ship them out right away. And for everybody else that wants a sheath, if you guys are subscribers to the channel, that's just like an easy 10% off right there. I definitely want to hook you up. So if you want a sheath, don't be a stranger. I also make holsters. And that's about it. The 5.5, what do you think about it? Let me know your thoughts. I want to do a versus battle. I have a good versus battle coming up. It's going to be the Olight i5T versus the ProTac. ILIAA, something like that. And I think that one's going to surprise a lot of people, what I think about that. So we get some more verses coming up. Another big thank you to Josh Fields for facilitating our last giveaway. He's the guy that donated the knives that Surfer Bum won, if he remembers to email me. And I said I would show this in better light. Check it out. Check it out. So I replaced the really shiny clip that came with the Native Chief with my Delica clip, and I just kind of polished it. I sanded it down a little bit. So it's kind of like a dulled finish, which I just thought looked nicer. I Rit dyed. I know I already showed this last week, but I Rit dyed this son of a gum. And just look at the frickin' grain on that, guys. Remember, these were burnt orange, these scales. Now they're super nice, like chocolatey brown with like layers in there. Can you see it better in this light? See? Trying to do better on the channel this week. This is in lieu of us probably hitting 1,000 subs, guys. I don't want to make a big deal about it because it's kind of like, that's still a small channel, but I don't know. It's cool to me. And then check out the patina job we done. I mean, it almost came out like snake scale. So that's like mustard. And I got the mustard on there and then I cooked it with a hairdryer, my girl's hairdryer. And there it is on the spine. Here. And boom. And I know it looks crazy, but it's got like blues and all these colors and stuff. That's my favorite side here. And when you shut this, I actually love the look of this. Like so. I just think it looks so sharp now. Josh Fields, thank you so much, man. Now I got this really cool knife. This is going to ride my Hill People chest rig. I'll show you guys what's in there in the review. And then I made a lanyard for it, basically just to loop over here. Because this thing is tip up, okay? So this sits in my my pack like this. If, you know, anything happened and something were to be pushing this open like this, and I were to reach in there, I've done stuff like that before. I have a lot of scars from that. So this lanyard really just kind of slips over here like that. And it just keeps me a little safer. So that's why, if you're wondering about the shape of the lanyard, he actually sent it with a lanyard. And that should be on my PM too. So review on that coming. But man, this came out so beautiful. And I really love it. And I wasn't even going for chocolate. As a matter of fact, what were the colors I was going for? Oh, I had a green. So the green on the burnt orange didn't work. It didn't even take. So then I mixed in a bunch of purple. I know, it's really weird. And it gave me this perfect, like, chocolate brown. Unbelievable. How lucky did I get? I mean, this was not the intention. And I am so lucky. I wouldn't even have made this color. See, like, the layers, like, there in the finger choil? Look at that. Guys, this is so cool. That with, like, the patina makes this one bad mamma jamma. The only thing is that you can screw up your action if you patina around where the pivot's going to go. So I actually had to sand that back down. I had to, polish that to get this action good again. But there it is. I know it's a long video, guys. I wanted to take my time this week, though. I wanted to go over a few things. I wanted to show that. I wanted to talk about the new sheaths, and most importantly, the 5.5. How do you not love it? I mean, is this the new jam? I mean, the problem with the SE5 has always been it was way too chunky, right? But everybody liked that size, that overall shape, that overall length. And now you're getting that with the 5.5, only with thinner stock and those badass handles. And who knows, maybe even a sheath from your boy. But if you ask me, I don't know if it gets any better. I mean, you're going to be paying like probably a couple $100 when all is said and done, sheath and everything included. But just the peace of mind from having this thing in my pack, I don't know. I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth a couple $100. And the 3V upgrade, we'll see how that performs over time. I expect excellent. I am going to be taking this out in the winter, though, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for chipping with that 60 Rockwell if we're on the higher end of that. So I don't know if I even want to do a test, but we'll find out. And if I chip this thing, you guys will be the first to know. So as far as right now, though, as far as this point in time, as far as the posting of this video, the Architect 5.5 is not only a buy, it's probably, I mean, I highly recommend that you buy it. I think you should definitely buy it. Also, Dale's customer service is just fine. So you guys know him. You've done business with him. It's a good company. So support thenifeconnection.com and pick up an outstanding knife manufactured by a company we all trust and know anyway. So you can't beat it. I mean, for my money, it doesn't really get any better than this. This is kind of like becoming one of my new favorite knives. And then as far as my new favorite folder, it's probably this one. There's my two favorite knives right now, guys. I'm just enamored with both of these. I haven't touched the PM2 since we finished customizing this thing. I haven't touched an SE6 since this came in the mail. So what does that tell you? I don't know, but hopefully it tells you enough. I mean, both are good. Now, the Native Chief is not without its quirks. It's a big honkin' blade, and it's not like, you know, a fidget-friendly, you know, flipper or anything. But for, you know, this is kind of like food prep, bushcraft. This goes in the pack, this goes on my hip, maybe. I'm good. You're good with those two. So just my 2 cents, longer video. I wanted to get about a half hour. I think we're just underneath that now. But good enough, soldiers. I'm happy with everybody. Thank you so much for getting me to 1,000 subs. You guys really rock. This has been a hell of a journey. I mean, go back and watch like the old videos on this channel. Look how goofy I was. And look how goofy I still am, I guess. But we've come a long way, and that's in part from you guys, you know, like I get people asking me gear questions all the time now, and it's goofy because I constantly say I'm no expert, but just because we have the channel, you know, a lot of stuff comes through these doors, so I get to see a lot of gear, I get to mess with a lot of stuff, you know, hopefully I never run out, but, oh, that reminds me, guys, send me whatever you want to be featured in a video, I'll ship it right back to you. So even if you don't want a sheath or anything like that, you know, if you have an interesting folding knife or a really cool fixed blade or a cool flashlight or a cool watch or a cool bag even, you know, like a little pack or something, send it on in. Send it in. I will review it. I will show it. I will give it its day in the sun because that's what the channel's about. I just don't want to spend all my money for the rest of my life to entertain you guys every week. So I think that's it. That's all I got. Congrats to giveaway winner. I'm going to be doing a sheath giveaway soon because those are cheap for me. So be on the lookout for that within a couple of videos. And in the meantime, anybody that needs a sheath, if you're a subscriber, instant 10% off at dragonscaleconcealment.com. Just email me, dragonscalejoe@gmail.com. Surfer Bum, I'm talking to you. I got your knives. And Josh Fields, thank you again for donating the knives. And that's about it, guys. See you next week. 5-Minute Knives.